I want to quickly compare and contrast AliExpress, DHgate, TOMTOP, and Banggood. Top China dropshipping suppliers reviewed. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, folks, to another edition of the Awesome Sweetie Kiwi Show. How are you today? I hope you are doing fantastic. I'm doing marvelous, if you were to ask me. If you are doing as great as I am, go grab a cup of coffee or tea or vodka and let's roll. In today's conversation, I want to quickly talk to you about AliExpress, DHgate, TOMTOP, and Banggood. We are actually reviewing the top China dropshipping suppliers. Working with reliable suppliers that can provide high quality service is a critical step to the success of your dropshipping business, right? You got to find the best dropshipping suppliers. It can be really frustrating to find a product that you like and think that it will sell well, only to find out that suppliers are not able to work with you. So because of this, you feel you might lose the chance to your success that may never come back. So to solve this problem, we are actually giving you a comparison today so you can really make the best decision. Dropshipping is generally a great way to start earning from your website. So you get to sell products at affordable prices while leaving the inventory management and shipping to your supplier. However, it is precisely because you are delegating a large part of your dropshipping business to your supplier that finding the right supplier, or suppliers for that matter, to deal with is crucial to your business. So we are actually, while reviewing the top 4 players that I'm reviewing in today's show, we looked at a few things. So we looked at, and this is the kind of criteria you also should be looking at while thinking about choosing a China dropshipping supplier. Number 1, the product range. You want a supplier that offers plenty of products to increase the chances that you are able to find a variety of products that suit your niche. Payments. You want a site that offers PayPal as a payment option at the very least, so that your payment and personal information are adequately protected. The required sales volume. There may be a minimum number of items required to meet per month to retain your dropshipper status. Customer service. You'll want to be able to speak to someone, or at the very least, contact someone through email if anything goes wrong with a customer's order. Plus points if they have a US address and phone number. What about return? You want to think about return and refund policy. It's very useful to know beforehand if the supplier has a return policy or if they refund customers who don't receive their products. What about international reach? Very important also. How many countries do they ship to? This might not matter too much if you're only planning to sell locally, but if you are targeting a wider market, this is definitely something you should know. What about membership fee? Some suppliers charge a fee for you to access their entire product database, so think about that. This could be an additional cost that you have to take into consideration when pricing your products. What about markup limits? A number of suppliers have a minimum selling price that you must sell their products at, and not following that price might be grounds for them to not accept you as a dropshipper, so think about that. So now that you kind of have an idea of the criteria you have to pay attention to, let's first talk about AliExpress. Actually, AliExpress is arguably the most popular one in today's review. It is an online platform connecting international buyers from all over the world to small businesses in China. It is sometimes compared to Amazon, but it is more similar to eBay in that both individuals and businesses can offer their products on their site. Curiously, AliExpress does not allow buyers from mainland China and doesn't allow businesses or individuals who are non-Chinese to sell on their platform. And some of the stores in their platform have limited information available, so you'll have to rely on their store rating really, and you have to also read reviews by others who have ordered from them. And AliExpress offers buyer protection. But in general, what we have seen in our analysis is that refunds are only given when shipped products are not received, or if the product received is different from advertised in the case of high-ticket items like jewelry and electronics. No returns, no exchanges, no warranties. So that's really the motto when it comes to AliExpress. In terms of the product range, they have more than 100 million products. Categories include clothing and accessories, cell phones, laptops, consumer electronics, jewelry, home and garden, luggage and bags, shoes, maternity and baby essentials, health and beauty, sports and hobbies, and many, many, many more. They accept, in terms of payments, they accept Visa and MasterCard, as well as other payments methods, but they do not accept PayPal, and they do have buyer protection. And the required sales volume, there is none, but VIP membership is available in 3 tiers for members having accumulated purchases greater than $999 within a 90-day period. Customer service is there with a 24/7 live chat option, no email, no phone number, no US address. The return refund policy, there is a no return policy, there is a limited refund policy. International reach, they ship to 237 countries and territories. Some suppliers offer free shipping. And other thing you need to know here is that well-established, AliExpress is really well-established in the industry. And so you have a wide constellation of articles and resources you can find about the business. You just have to think that when you think about AliExpress, you have, of course, it's like the Amazon. If you think about it, you have a wide variety of products. You have access to a larger market, but you're kind of limited also in terms of what you can customize, in terms of the return policy, in terms of the refund policy. Let me talk now to you about DHgate. So DHgate, when you think about DHgate, it's kind of similar to AliExpress in that it's an online platform that connects buyers from all over the world to small to medium-sized businesses in China. And the comparison, or the analogy, if you will, stops there, because DHgate does not carry as many products as AliExpress, but it does carry a wide range of products in various categories. And DHgate also offers buyer protection, but they also have an escrow system wherein they will only pass the payments from the buyer to the seller when the buyer has received what they ordered. So that's pretty cool in terms of buyer protection. From other online reviews that we have seen, DHgate seems to mediate in disputes between buyers and sellers when issues arise, but only after a certain time period has passed, allowing the buyer and seller as much time as possible to resolve the problem between themselves first. And in terms of, let's just go through a few elements here to kind of help you understand what DHgate is about. So in terms of product range, you have 30 million products. So categories include apparel and accessories. You have computers and networking, consumer electronics, toys and hobbies, health and beauty, bags, jewelry, home, auto, and many more. But again, as I said, the extent here is limited, is less than what you find on AliExpress. What about payments? They do accept Visa, MasterCard, and American Express, as well as other payment methods, but they do not accept PayPal. They do have buyer protection, and the payment from the buyer is only released to seller upon confirmation of delivery. And in terms of the required sales volume, they have none, okay? But more buying experience. In other words, activities including purchasing and engaging entitles you to higher membership levels with benefits like toll-free USA phone number for customer support and a dedicated account manager for members in the top level. And customer service, you have a customer help center with 24/7 live chat option, messaging system with 24-hour turnaround time. You have dedicated messaging center for disputes. You have email address, social media. There is no phone number, no email address, no US address. The return policy, the return or refund policy, there is no return policy, and you have a limited refund policy. And in terms of the international reach, they actually right now, as of the date of this show, they ship to 230 countries and territories. And others, what I want to say here is that DHgate, the bottom line here is that the company is not as well established as AliExpress, but established enough that there are plenty of online resources you can consult. I want to talk to you now about TOMTOP. And what is TOMTOP when you think about it? TOMTOP is a wholesale and retail site with a wide range of products, but focusing mainly on gadgets and electronics. So when you think about TOMTOP, think about gadgets and electronics. And the company has a dropship program with clear terms and conditions. So if you want to work with them, you better make sure you adhere to those terms and conditions. Another thing to note here is that if you decide to scale up your business and be a wholesaler instead of a dropshipper, for example, you don't need to look for other suppliers. TOMTOP has a wholesaler program with plenty of additional benefits and discounts. And something that's really rare to see when it comes to dropshipping suppliers from China is that they usually have a warranty for refund, replacement, or repair. And however, different products offer different warranties. Plus, they don't cover the shipping cost of sending back the item to them. If you're dealing with low cost items, the cost of returning the product might not be worth it. And TomTop has warehouses in 9 countries, including the U.S., and goods shipped from there get delivered faster. However, it is really unclear from their return policy where to send back items received from local warehouses. This is something we're really have looked into, and we couldn't find anything. In other words, if you need to send an item back to the same warehouse or back to China, it's not really clear. And so let me give you some kind of synopsis here when you think about TomTop. So in terms of product range, you have 1 million products. So categories include video games, computer and mobile phone accessories, clothing, home and garden, jewelry, media players, car accessories, and many more. But again, they focus mainly on gadgets and electronics. Payments, they accept PayPal, Visa, MasterCard, and American Express, as well as other modes of payment, and they do have buyer protection. The required sales volume, there is none, but greater sales volumes entitles the buyer to greater discount rates. And in terms of customer service, you have a 24/7 live chat available. Email address is provided, US address and phone number available, but only for wholesalers. And the return refund policy, return or exchange within 45 days of receipt. Return shipping charges shouldered by the buyer. You have 1 year repair warranty. The shipping is shouldered by the buyer. If the item is not as described, the buyer can keep the item with a partial refund or request a replacement. In terms of international reach, the company TomTop currently ships to 229 countries and territories with warehouses in 9 countries, and some suppliers offer free worldwide shipping. What I want to say here, just to close this section, is that TomTop has plenty of in-house resources to help dropshippers succeed, as well as clear-cut policies, terms, and conditions to refer to in case you ever doubt if you're doing the right thing. So that's pretty cool. I'll be right back, but after this, don't go anywhere. I want to talk to you now about Banggood. Banggood is kind of cool too. I mean, they got their start selling on eBay with cell phone accessories and LED lights as their best-selling items back then. Currently, the company has more than 200,000 products for sale in 14 product categories, giving you plenty of product options to dropship. And Banggood also has an explicit dropship program with perks such as higher discounts, hot product recommendations, and exclusive Skype and email for dropshippers. They'll also provide you with watermark-free photos of the products you want to dropship and ship your products without any identifying information from them. So in contrast to the other suppliers I'm reviewing here today, the Banggood has different return policies for different types of products. This is potentially confusing, but they really outline each and every one of them in their help center, and even the procedures are carefully outlined. So you just want to really take out an afternoon and just read the FAQ. And Banggood also has a forum for members to share tips and product guides with like-minded members. And the company encourages members to write content by offering coupons in exchange for quality content. As a result, members in the forum are engaged and actively contributing. And their forum is also a great resource for first-hand accounts or for experiences with Banggood, whether positive or negative. It's also great to have someone else who has experienced a particular issue answer questions aside from Banggood's customer service agents. So the recap here in terms of a Banggood product range, you have 200,000 products at least. Categories include consumer electronics and accessories, apparel, fashion accessories, flashlights and lasers, and home and garden. Payments, they do accept PayPal, Visa, MasterCard, and American Express, as well as other modes of payments. There is no required sales volume, though greater sales volumes entitle you to higher membership levels with more perks. Customer service, you have 24/7 live chat and email address, Chinese phone number available, dedicated Skype and email address for drop shippers. The return refund policy, you have a return window, warranty period, and amount of refund vary with product category. And we do love the fact that they have clear-cut policies on their help center. International reach, they ship to 239 countries and territories. They have warehouses in the US and Europe. Free shipping for some countries offered for drop shippers. And one thing we love with Banggood is that you have exclusive contact options for drop shippers. You have specific return policies for different items. So let's really now talk about the pros and cons of each service. So I've given you synopsises. I've given you a synopsis of all the four players. Let's now talk about the pros and cons of each service. So which drop shipping supplier is the best? It really depends. So with AliExpress, the pros, you have low startup cost, you have flexibility, you have minimal overheads, you have a versatility. What about the cons? It's a highly competitive to actually drop ship on AliExpress, of course. You don't have much control. The shipping times are sometimes very long. You have low profit margins, and you have difficult returns and refunds. So that's what you have to think about in terms of AliExpress. And one thing I want to say here is that, of course, the not having much control is an important thing. Why? Because with AliExpress, neither consumers nor business owners have much control over the people they're going to be working with. Although you can choose your supplier, you can't get them to speed up deliveries if they're not arriving on time. You don't have control over the way that your suppliers package and fulfill orders either. You just have to trust them. So the only way to ensure that you are not going to lose money is to do your due diligence and learn as much as you can about the supplier and their policies before you begin investing. So as a business owner, remember that if your supplier turns out to be a bad apple, you'll be the one that will take the blame. What about DHgate? DHgate, what you have with DHgate is that it's easy to send a message to sellers about an item you are interested in. And if they're often quick to reply, as they are often factory owners or direct sellers, you still have to understand they are in China. Another good point we have seen with DHgate is the escrow service, which protects your money and prevents scams. So you have 100% guarantee. It's easy to order, secure payments, VIP club, track your order, and local return shipping. So this is for the pros. What about the cons? Some items such as electronics or fashion accessories are so popular that the market is saturated with thousands of sellers offering those goods. So this can make it difficult to narrow down the number of sellers you want to deal with. So many of these sellers also use the same stock pictures, making it even more difficult to discern the difference between them or the quality of their items. Because of this, and because many of the items that look the same may actually come from different factories, the item quality can be a hit and miss. So I'm just trying to give you the pros and cons of each service so you know where to position yourself and which one is best for you. Continuing here, what about TOMTOP? TOMTOP, the pros and cons. So if you're interested in TOMTOP, know that the pros, you have a huge variety of items, including computers, jewelry, sports gear, and more. You have multiple daily deals that are available, and order tracking is easily available from their homepage. The cons, you have to become a member for the best deals they offer. That's something you have to think about. And what about Banggood Dropship? Now, Banggood, you have, for the pros, you have a fast delivery with huge warehouses ready to ship to any location in the world because they aim to meet up with demand of their clients. They have a much secured payment system as all orders are processed through PayPal, which is, as you know, one of the most secure payment platforms in the world. They have various categories of products from mobile phones and accessories, home products, clothing and apparel, health and beauty, watches, and so on. And it's very easy to make money with Banggood Dropship program because it is free to register on their platform, it's easy to use, and you will be equipped with the right support to succeed. What about the disadvantages? At least what we have found in our research, one of the major disadvantages of Banggood Dropship is that you'll have to use PayPal to make payment. This is a big drawback because there are some countries that do not support PayPal, and it limits people to just one option of payment. And Banggood provides dropshipping for various categories of products. However, there are some dropshippers who prefer to use a dropship company that specializes in particular products instead of general products. It is also very difficult trying to push so many products offered by Banggood to your clients as with specific products from a dropshipper. You'll have targeted customers who are sure that you are buying from Banggood or who might not be interested in the product in the first place. So there are also some concerns over the way Banggood calculates its commission, especially with the methods for old and new clients. And most of the clients feel that the commission matrix on the platform is not fair. So it's something you have to be aware of. All right, folks. In today's conversation, what is our pick? So I gave you the criteria you have to pay attention to in choosing your preferred China dropshipping supplier. Our pick today is AliExpress because of the diversity, the variety. They do have some disadvantages, but overall, the variety of products is there. So AliExpress, we have scored this company 10 over 10, this platform 10 over 10, DHgate 9.5 over 10, TOMTOP 9 over 10, and Banggood 8.5 over 10. Thank you so much for your attention. I will see you next time, but until then, remember, stay marvelous.